What is up, everyone? Welcome back to a very special edition of Watching the Game. Today we have our boy Cam from Daily Sports Dosage.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, man? So you run one of the biggest sports pages on Instagram, right?
I don't know about the biggest, but it's definitely pretty good. I guess that it's definitely on the grow. I would say I probably have I don't know. Definitely not the best because there's a lot of big pages on there.
You're up. I'd say you're up there.
Thank you.
Can you guys hear me?
There.
You're way too loud.
Oh, my bad.
All right. So what gave you the inspiration to start your page?
So just quick question: do you guys follow me on Instagram, or you guys follow me somewhere else too?
I have you on Snap
and Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I've always had a pretty big following on Instagram since I started. I can go into that in a minute, but my life kind of changed when I started doing Snapchat.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think Snapchat is the most interactive app, and it's my favorite because I'm able to connect with my followers way differently than I am able to on Instagram. It's really interesting because I once only had 10,000 followers on Snapchat, and I valued it more than having 30,000 on Instagram because I don't know what it was, but for some reason, some of these Instagram followers aren't as engaged as they are on Snapchat. And it's just a little bit of it's an interesting parallel. But I'd say what really gave me the motivation just because has always been two things. I think that the media today is kind of BS to begin with, right? From just politics, even sports, whatever, life. And It really bothered me when I was younger. And I would be I want to find a source where I can get all my news. And then my brother is also he's an influencer as well, but he's in the cannabis industry. So he's like, oh, you should, do this. You could do this. And I was like, I don't know. Maybe then it kind of hit me. I was like, you know what? Maybe I can be that normal guy that's just running a sports page to give accurate information and just opinions. And then that's kind of how it started. But then it kind of blew up overnight when I started doing Snapchat. It took me a little while to grow on Snapchat, but that's when I started really gaining notoriety and stuff. It was actually pretty crazy.
Well, I can only imagine growing on Snapchat. I feel like growing on Snapchat, growing a following is probably the hardest thing to do on. That's probably the hardest app to grow a following on.
Yeah, I would say I got kind of lucky, to be honest. But the thing is that I really, pushed that I was gonna do it, and I just dedicated no lie, I don't know, 7 or 8 hours a day into growing. And I was literally going on Instagram lives a lot when there was nobody on there. I was talking about to myself. So I definitely know how it is. It sucks. It's really hard, but I definitely feel as though you have to put in at least 2 or 3 years to even have an opportunity. And luckily I was able to kind of push through that.
That's great. Cool. So you post a ton. So on Instagram and on Snapchat. So take me through the process of how you obtain the stuff you post. Is there stuff that you don't post that you consider? Do I want to post this? Do I not want to post this?
Yeah. So definitely. So I once when I first started doing social media, I definitely wasn't as I don't know if it was organized, but definitely not as calculated as I am now. I literally have posts ready to go for days sometimes. So for Snapchat primarily, it's fairly simple. I literally just go on to sports teams pages and take their pictures. So just literally just photos of Tom Brady or whatever. So that kind of clogs that up. But my thing was, I'd rather post more than less because some people don't have the opportunity to see every one of my posts, which is okay, but it gives them the opportunity to see all the sports news that happened that day. So they can pick and choose what they want to see. Some people tell me all the time. People tell me all the time I post too much, but at the end of the day, it's I like doing it because people don't miss any like important sports news. So to go back to how I do it, I really just spend like an hour or two a night, every single night before I go to bed, kind of looking through, figuring out what I want to post for the next day, get 1 or 2 posts ready to go, and then just be ready to go for the next day. Because I also post on TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram. I do YouTube now. So it's if you're not organized, you're just gonna like struggle, because I have found that like I'm stressing out over stuff that I can't even get enough content out there. That's more of a problem than I do, because I definitely post like more than anyone else, to be honest. It's probably too much, but I just do it because a lot of people I see a lot of positive results.
No, I think a lot of people like it, to be honest. Like, I've always preferred having somewhere where I can see everything. It's not just limited to one thing. I can see everything on your page, you know?
Oh, another thing I just wanted to say, I think that's a really interesting point, because I think that so many of these other pages kind of like screw themselves right away, because they're like, oh, I'm only going to be a basketball page. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be like everything. Like, because I love sports. Like if you guys knew me in person, all I do is sports outside of even my page. I love sports. Like, I'm watching everything, like the Kentucky Derby, the UFC, like everything, right?
Yeah,
and which is good, but the problem is that like these other people don't really feel that same way. So they're like, oh, I only like basketball, but they're really kind of putting themselves in the corner, never really having an opportunity to grow.
Yeah,
right.
I know you said like you kind of weren't a big fan of sports media these days. What did you mean exactly by that?
So I think that like media in general doesn't let you make your own opinion. They basically tell you what to think. So that's why like I decided a long time ago that I wasn't gonna tell you guys how I felt and be very honest about that. But I was also gonna be like, what do you think? What do my followers think? Because I feel as though thinking objectively is one of the most important things you can do as a person. And if someone's forcing something down your throat, you're never going to be able to have an opinion yourself. And that's where I want to believe, like on my account, I want people to like have their own opinion, whether it's dumb or not, it doesn't matter. Like you're not being told what to think.
I see. Yeah, so I feel like I know, these days, for example, I think ESPN, some of their shows, you can clearly tell, like, oh, they told these two analysts, one of you has to take this side, one of you has to take this side. Yeah, I understand. It's, like, really annoying. Is there any sports show that you watch that you're like, it's not really like that anymore? It's still, like, the good old, my opinion, actually, you know?
So not really. There isn't many. Where I go to like get a lot of my sports content is I just go on YouTube, and there's a lot of like guys that like just are like 2K guys. His name is Kenny. I don't know, Beecham or whatever.
Picking up the fourth quarter. Yeah.
He's the man. Like those ones are awesome. So, but those are the guys that like I like because they're giving their opinion, but they're not telling you how to feel. Right? They're saying this is what I think. I'm very honest. I'm a Bulls fan or I'm a Celtic. You know what I mean? Whatever I am. So I'm a Celtics fan. I tell people that every single time. But I'm also not going to tell you. I'm not going to be biased and be like, oh, the Celtics are the best team in the league. No, you know what I mean? Like it's just it's very premeditated with all these like sports shows, because like you go on ESPN. Like I personally think that that type of industry is like dying. Not the actual ESPN, but more of just like the talk show aspect, because I don't know, like, wouldn't you rather listen to like someone like Kenny just kind of, shoot the breeze and have a good time rather than like these two old guys yelling at each other and they don't even know what they're arguing about?
That's true.
And they're struggling too. Like you see, they gotta say outlandish, outrageous stuff just to get clicks. Where like a guy like Kenny, he's just like speaks his mind, rambles, and he just gets the views.
Yeah, because he's him. Yeah, he does him, and that's kind of, I don't know if you guys follow Barstool at all.
I know Barstool. Yeah.
So Barstool is another one that like they're unapologetically them. Like whether you like them or not is a conversation for a different day. But they are them. They do them. They don't they are going to be whatever they believe, and they're not going to change their values on that. And I've always respected that. And I've always been like, you know what, that's what I'm going to do going forward. I'm not going to force people to feel a certain way.
Yeah, I feel you. I definitely know, like, it was a while back. I think, like, the earlier, like, last decade, it was ESPN used to be that. They used to be like that.
Definitely. But it all gets political and all that. It just sucks. Like, I just wish that, we were able to do it a certain way, but that's fine. Like, truthfully, there's a lot of people like us that feel this way. So that's why I'm like, you know what, I'm going to be that guy to do that. And I got really lucky because I was able to kind of use that as an opportunity. But the truth is that, like, I'm still that same guy too. So I think that's why I have this connection with my followers, is because I am a normal guy. Like, I don't think I'm famous. I'm not famous, like, at all. And people tell me all the time, oh my God, you're so famous. Like, people have come up to me asking for pictures and stuff. It's not a big deal, right? Because I'm just a normal guy. People let the stuff go to their head, and I'm like, no, I'm just a talking head. Like, that's all I am. So and people respect that, I think.
Yeah, definitely respectable.
So have you maybe it's a bit of a long shot, but say ESPN were to come calling and they were like, oh, maybe we want to give you your own show or podcast or whatever it may be. Would you be open to something like that? Because, I mean, it's always...
Yeah, so it obviously, like, I'm not, like you're saying, like, I'm not dumb. Obviously, like what you're saying, like, if they're going to give me an good opportunity, I'm going to do it. But the thing is that I would need freedom to be able to say what I believe. And I wouldn't be able to, like, just let someone tell me. Like, I really don't think I would be able to accept that unless it was, like, an outlandish offer. But... yeah, that's a good question. I have thought about that before, like, what if that ever happened? But the truth is there's so many people like me now that I'm not sure I would ever really have that opportunity. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's a good question, actually.
Something to keep in mind, maybe.
Yeah, definitely.
So you said you're a Celtics fan. You're from Massachusetts, I take it, or?
Yes, from Boston.
So I take it Patriots fan too?
Yep, all Boston.
All right. Kind of spoiled, I guess, the past couple decades.
Yeah, I would say so. It's definitely been it's been a really good run. I mean, it's too bad it's kind of ending these days, like with the Patriots, but it's okay. It gets that we were definitely spoiled.
So I actually maybe a bit transitioning into, I guess, our Week 8 preview. Unless Adam, did you have any questions or?
I mean, if you guys didn't already ask him this, how did you grow your platform? Like, how did you become this big?
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that people will tell you, like, oh, you got to stay consistent, like all that, right? If you look at any, like, YouTube video, how to grow, they're all going to be like, post. What I think is really important is consistency with longevity, not through posting, right? Say, like, you post, like, 5 times a day, right? That's, like, your goal. If you do that every single day for a full year, which I know it's hard to think that way, you will grow. Like, you have no opportunity to not grow. Then while you're growing, you find your niche along the way, and then you push through it. The point is that no one wants to just post for a year and not see any results. It's really hard to do that. And I think that when I got in with Instagram, I was still in, like, considered, like, the newer group. It's, like, really hard to grow on Instagram now, but there's TikTok. There's, I don't know. Like, it's and also the number one important thing is just finding a niche and being you, right? So you want to find that out as early as you can, and then you build it. Like, I always believed that I was going to be in this position where I'm at right now, like, without sounding as cocky as possible. It's just, I've always believed in that. And I think if you don't believe that, you're not going to ever get there. So yeah, it's just, it's a really interesting concept. Cause, like, I think, like, I started 2 years ago or 2.5 years ago in 2018 in May, I think. And, like, I probably tell you guys that and you're like, oh my God, that's so recent. Or, oh my God, that's so, man, it's felt like 10 years. It's been a long just thing. Like, every day I don't, take days off, but it's what you got to do. And in the end of the day, bro, I love what I do. So that's the key. Like, if you like what you're doing, you're going to find success in it. That's what I believe, at least.
It's the key to life. Find something that you like to do. So I think we're gonna.
Yeah.
Are you down? You down to transition into Week 8 preview now for the NFL?
Yep, sure.
All right. So let me pull up the schedule real quick. All right. First game. Hold up. I'm sorry, it's taking a
That's all right.
while. All right. First game. We got your New England Patriots against the Buffalo Bills.
So I'll tell you this: if the Bills don't win this one, it's gonna be a really bad look. The fact that they couldn't beat the Jets last week like handily is pretty bad. I thought they were gonna be like Super Bowl contenders. They're not even like anything. It feels like anymore. So if the Bills, let's just put, I'm with the caveat. I think the Bills would win, but if they don't win handily, you see right through them.
I think teams figured out Josh Allen, how to stop him.
He was an MVP candidate at one point, and now he's just like a bomb. It's just crazy. I think Josh Allen is good. He's fine, but like you need to have a great offense around him for it to work.
Yeah, I think so.
That just hasn't happened.
I think I wonder what do people like. I've been trying to figure this out. What do people in like Boston area think of Cam Newton in general? Because I know he was really good the first few weeks, then he's been falling off the past like 2-3 games.
It's really like before the season, I think even Patriots fans expected the Patriots were going to be terrible, and their offense is horrible. So like it's almost like I'm not giving him a pass, but I'm not sure what he wanted to do when like their receivers are terrible. Like it's like me running out there. You know what I mean? Like I don't think it's a question. I think by far they have the worst wide receiver core in the league. Like I'm not even sure anyone even comes close. I mean, the fact that Edelman is out now, he's out for a couple weeks. Like they are screwed. Like N'Keal Harry better be Randy Moss. If he's not, they're not going to win any games.
That's the problem.
It's a big time problem.
Yeah.
So we all in a consensus. Bills win this.
I don't know because the Patriots defense might be able to stop Josh Allen. It's gonna be a defensive battle, in my opinion.
The Bills should win, man. That's all I'm saying. Like if the Bills don't win, like that's a really bad loss. Like
extremely bad loss.
Yeah, there's always a chance though. Always a chance.
Definitely.
If the Bills lose, then suddenly Miami could seriously win that division.
Oh.
So the thing is that if the Patriots beat the Bills, two things could happen. If the Patriots beat the Bills, they are all of a sudden like buying in. They're like, oh, we're still contenders in the division, right? Yeah. Say they lose, they might be in selling mode and just selling all these players. Like, I don't know. Like, it's really interesting. It definitely is.
Yeah.
Trade deadline coming up this week, so we're probably going to see quite a few moves, especially if they lose. What's the next game, Odeh?
Bengals and Titans.
Ooh, I mean,
this is a weird game. I think it'll be a fun game, but the Titans will win easily.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, Titans should win, but I think the Bengals are trending in the right way. So I don't know.
I like the Bengals.
Joe Burrow's looking really good right now.
Yeah, he is.
Oh yeah.
Big Burrow believers here. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Burrow. I think that like in the same situation, like it's really hard just to be a rookie quarterback jumping right in. Like I don't know what a lot of people are expecting out of him, but he does have good receivers and good running backs. So he has all the tools to just.
He himself has been playing good. The team around him, like no offensive line, no defense.
Yeah, that's the thing. I imagine with like a decent old line.
Yeah, he hasn't played good too. Like he's the only thing is that they're kind of empty stats, but you can take a lot, I think, from empty stats on like a rookie quarterback because what do you want him to do? He's not Tom Brady yet. I mean, if he ever is, I don't know.
Right.
He's not going to will you to wins just yet. I think he is that guy though. I really do.
Same. All right, so next game we have the Raiders and the Browns. I'm going to have to roll with the Cleveland boys.
This should be a fun match, actually. This might be like an offensive battle. But I think I got the Raiders here.
Yeah, I think I got the Raiders, too.
Oh, so 2-2 Browns, Raiders. I think I'm honestly more with the Browns because neither defense is great, but I think the Browns defense, they have Myles Garrett. They have that pass
True.
rush. The Raiders defense really doesn't.
Yeah. It's just hard to trust anything the Cleveland Browns do.
Yeah.
Especially
This
if they
is
lost. Yeah, if they lost Odell Beckham too, you're like, I don't know. I just don't believe in
That
them
could
at
be
all.
a good thing because Baker Mayfield does play better without him.
Yeah, did you?
Really to say
It's
that.
actually funny.
Really?
Someone actually brought that up to him. Did you see that?
Oh,
Yeah.
that was messed up. It was like,
Yeah, he got super. Yeah, I mean he's kind of a crabby, like baby, but I mean it was kind of I don't know, like he is just crabby. He's like whiny. I do like
Happy
Baker
baby.
Mayfield though. Like I really do. Like I actually liked him in college. I think he's fine, but I don't know. What do you want him to do? He's going to the Browns. It's the Browns.
Right. Yeah.
But his play is inconsistent though. Like
Yeah,
one game
he
he'll have like
definitely
a
is.
breaking game, then one game he'll like struggle.
Yeah, for
It
sure.
doesn't make any
it's like
sense.
the thing is he's been doing well against the worst defenses, but obviously he struggled against Baltimore, he struggled against Pittsburgh, and like you're fine with that because Baltimore, Pittsburgh, those are the top teams. But the Browns have beaten all the other teams that they should beat, and they beat the Colts, who I think
Yeah.
are pretty decent. So I mean, the Raiders. A lot of people jumped on their bandwagon because they beat the Saints, but then again, the Saints aren't looking great themselves.
Saints are frauds.
We'll get
Yeah.
to those guys.
We'll get to them later, though. All right. Next game. We got Lions and Colts.
Lions are red hot right now. 3-game winning streak.
Okay.
Yeah,
we'll,
I just have a tough time believing anything they do either because I've always believed in them, right? I really have. Like if you guys ever like really, I don't know, I say it on Snapchat a lot. I get kind of cooked for it because I've always thought that they're like super legit. I like their teams. Like I remember, dude, I've lost so many bets on them too that just like backdoor stuff. You're like, oh my god, just terrible stuff. I don't know. I do like them a lot though. I just have a tough time ever going with them because they always just kill me at the end.
No, I think I get it. I mean, I think before the season, there were a lot of people. They were picking Lions are the sleeper team. And then they were blowing us. We're Bears fans, right? They were blowing us out the first
nice.
game. We're like, oh, wait, maybe they are legit. And then they blew that game. And
MVP Mitch.
frankly,
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
But I mean, they're a good team. But frankly, it's always on Stafford. Like
I think they'll never be able to win with Matt Patricia. They need to get rid of him.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I just think it's the same thing as the Browns. Like, it's just the Lions. Like, you're just not gonna win there.
I'm so confused. Like a couple years ago, why they fired Jim Caldwell, and they decided to hire Matt Patricia, and they still kept him.
Like the Walmart brand Patriots. That's what they want to be.
Yeah.
They don't want to be their own team. They want to be the Walmart brand Patriots.
Yeah, it was not the best move. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
I think the Colts should be able to win this. They got not a great offense, but I think their defense should be able to neutralize Stafford enough.
Yeah.
And their offense should be able to put up enough points against Lions defense.
Yeah, gun to head, I probably would go with the Lions, but I just don't like ever taking the Lions.
If Philip Rivers plays a decent game, they should win.
Yeah.
Let's see. Packers, Vikings. What do we have there?
I mean, Packers are about to drop like 50 on them. Guaranteed.
Yeah. I another team. I did a YouTube video on the Vikings because I don't even know why they're bad. They should not be bad, but they just are because
I think it's just that young defense.
Yeah, I don't know why everybody said they got better over the offseason.
They definitely didn't.
They got a lot worse.
I mean, they lost a lot of players too. Like, I feel like people like. Oh, another thing is too about the Patriots. Just not to bring it up. I always forget to say this though. They lost like 7 guys to that left, opted out for the coronavirus.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, did anyone really think the Patriots are going to be good? The second they got Cam Newton, everyone was like, "Oh, Super Bowl." I'm like, come on, like stop.
Yeah. 500, maybe competing for a wild.
Yeah, I was thinking like 10-6, absolute best case scenario, like probably 9-7, 8-8 type of thing.
And then,
but not looking good so far.
Yeah. And then in terms of like Minnesota, I know they still had most of their players. They traded away Stephon Diggs, but they replaced him. They still had most of their offense, but like people, I don't know if people didn't see it, but they had a mass exodus on defense. Like,
Oh yeah.
their top 3 cornerbacks left. They lost one of their linebackers. I think they lost.
Anthony Barr's out.
Anthony Barr got injured.
Everson
Now
Grisham's out.
it's like, now half their team is injured.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we get it at this point. But even
Yeah, well, the other issue they have is Kirk Cousins.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a problem.
He's a big time issue. Like I actually used to believe in Kirk Cousins. Like I will be the first one to tell you that. But that dude stinks. Like I don't know what his problem is, but he stinks. And it's like they need to move on from him immediately.
The thing is, he has really good weapons around him too, and he still stinks. It doesn't make any sense.
The problem is, this offseason they decided we're gonna extend him number 1 priority, even though he still had another year on his deal. They should have just let him ride it out and then see what to do. Instead, they extended him, and they had to cut up a few defensive players, and now we're seeing the result. So they might be stuck with him.
Oh, he stinks. Like I don't even know. Like he has plenty on offense to do stuff. Plenty. I don't want to hear anything about he isn't. Come on. Like arguably with Stephon Diggs, they were like a top 5 offense last year. By personnel. So I don't know. This didn't mean to turn to a whole dump on session for the Vikings, but it's the truth though.
We agree with you though. As Bears fans, we're glad to hear that.
Chiefs and Jets. Let's not spend too much time on this game.
Yeah. Chiefs by a million.
Are the Chiefs gonna cover? I think they're favored by 21.
Yes.
A crazy number.
Ooh, I don't know.
I called it. I sent it to our group chat when I looked at the schedule for this week. I said the Chiefs are about to be favored like Clemson is favored in some of their games.
Yeah, that's actually pretty funny because you see this a lot in like March Madness and stuff. Of people being up by like 100 million. You know, it's like literally like Gonzaga against some, like little prep school. It's like a favored by 27 points or something.
Right. I think they will. It depends how early they pull Mahomes. That's
when are they gonna take him out of the game?
Yeah, they should cover.
All I know is they're gonna force feed Le'Veon, get him his revenge game.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think
true,
of that.
Yeah. Should I start him in fantasy? That's a good question.
Miami and the Rams.
Tua's first start.
This could be a very underrated game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I might go with the upset.
I don't believe.
Yeah, I might go with that too.
The line against Aaron Donald, though. I mean,
True.
Do you know what the line is? Like what the spread is?
No, it doesn't say here.
Yeah, because I like the Dolphins a lot.
I think we endorsed them as the official sleeper team of this season.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, the spread is at 3.5. Favorite for the Rams.
I like the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with the upset too. Why not?
Maybe not an upset.
Always cheering. Always rooting for the upset.
But I just don't think Tua's going to have the time to cook.
Yeah.
Well, especially when you get Aaron Donald, that absolute monster on the other side.
Hard to stop.
That guy is such a beast. Like, I don't even know. Like, he is freakish.
He's like scary good almost.
Yeah, dead ass. Jeez.
Dude made Leonard Floyd look good. That's how you know. That's how you know he's amazing.
He is amazing. Like, yeah, like I literally get like I don't really like care much about defensive players. Just being honest, I'm more of an offensive guy. But whenever I see him play, I'm like all I'm doing is watching him. He's just bodying people. He beats like every lineman like easily. It's insane.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. So we're split. We got 3 of us have the Dolphins. 1 of us has the Rams.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So Baltimore and Pittsburgh, which probably should have been flexed to Sunday Night Football.
100%.
Yeah.
This would be a good one.
Yeah, this will be a good one.
Yeah. I like it. I mean, it's a big game for the Steelers just to kind of prove like, you know.
And I think the Ravens are favored in this game too.
Yeah, I mean they should be. I think the Ravens are better.
It's a big game for both teams.
Yeah, I can't think. Screw it. It's gonna be a tie. It's gonna be a tie game. It's gonna be a tie game.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Nobody likes that.
No, listen. I think I like the Rams. Not the Rams. I think I like the Ravens here. I think they finally get that offense rolling even more. Even against that tough Pittsburgh defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ravens. I would roll with the Ravens too.
I think it's also a consideration. John Harbaugh is always really good off the bye, and then they definitely had time to figure out what's been wrong with the offense. They've been struggling.
They got some issues there.
Plus, they're at home. I know it's not as big of a deal this year, but there's still a little bit of an advantage there. So I think the Ravens are going to win this, but it's going to set up like a huge game when they play again on Thanksgiving night.
Yeah.
Oh, can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait either.
All right. Chargers and the Broncos. We'd have to go Chargers here.
Yeah,
probably by a good margin too.
Yeah, they're pretty good too. I like them a lot. I like Justin Herbert. I was not a fan of him coming out of college, but I was definitely wrong.
He surprised a lot of. Honestly, I thought he'd be just like Mitchell Trubisky. Like, I know not the same because Trubisky had 1 year starting. Herbert, I think, started like every year. But nothing to me was like, oh, this guy looks like he's a big deal. He's a real deal. Then I guess that's why I'm not in an NFL front office.
Yeah, well, I gotta tell you, I was huge on Trubisky coming out of college. I'm not even just saying this just to make you guys feel good. I was like, oh, this guy's a beast. Holy crap.
I don't know about Idrees. I wasn't.
I wasn't
honest.
too.
I threw my chair when we drafted him.
I remember him. I was on a track bus coming back from a track meet, and I was like pissed as hell, and I started yelling at the bus. Everybody was just looking at me weird. I don't know. It's like
I was fuming.
It's like one of those days like you remember where you were when it happened.
Oh yeah, no, I remember specifically when the Patriots drafted they drafted Jimmy Garoppolo, right? And I was like, I remember specifically being so mad, which obviously I was wrong, but I wanted them to draft AJ McCarron so bad. I was like, dude, they don't know what they're doing. Let's just put it this way: they were right. I was wrong. So I remember that one specifically.
The funny, it's making it look like to me like you shouldn't pick a guy who just started 1 year. It seems like those guys are gonna struggle. You should always pick the guy who has the experience,
definitely,
and the play, not just he looks really good, but he only has 1 year. Because
in my opinion, Mitchell Trubisky skillfully is pretty good, but mentally he's not there. Like he plays like a 5-year-old in my opinion. Like he doesn't know what he's doing half the time. Like he makes very bad mistakes, horrible mistakes every time we see him play.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's gonna be a backup. It's just what he is.
Yeah.
All right, so
I can see him go to the Patriots. Give him couple years with Bill Belichick, and he's gonna be good. I can see that for some reason.
I think it's really about like anyone around a good coach would be better. But I think that Matt Nagy isn't a bad coach. I actually like him a lot. So I don't know.
He's not a bad coach.
A lot of Bears fans give him hate for no reason.
He's not a bad coach.
It's just because you're like you're very like strong minded. You know, same thing as Boston. Like, dude, you like when the Patriots lost the Super Bowl against the Eagles, people were calling for Belichick to get fired. So
Belichick over here. We'll gladly take Belichick.
Every fan base has that group of fans that just goes.
Yeah, they're strong. Like you guys would think that like Tom Brady would be like a sacred god here because he is obviously, but there are people that would be like he stinks. Like I cannot wait. He needs to get like I mean like literally often.
Yeah, because when we won the game against the Buccaneers, everybody was praising Nagy like he was like amazing, all this stuff, and against the Rams, everybody wants him fired. Everybody else fired.
I don't want him fired. I just want him to give up play calling. His play calls are awful.
That's the thing, though. His play calling is horrible. Like the plays he makes are good, but the situation of him playing, it's horrible.
Yeah, you guys are definitely fans because I don't really know that exactly because I don't watch him that close. But I can tell you this that he's not a problem. Like he's not like hurting you guys because he's the coach. Like Patricia, he's hurting the Lions. He's making them lose.
It's not like Patricia. It's not like Quinn. It's just he can do some things better.
Or Gaze.
Yeah.
Back to the original topic at hand.
Oh yeah.
Chargers and Broncos. I'm going Chargers. They win easily, in my opinion.
Herbert's going off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the Chargers.
Yeah.
Okay. We have our Chicago Bears versus the New Orleans Saints.
You know, I saw a tweet that was like the best receivers in this game. It's like Darnell Mooney and Traquan Smith.
That's so because our best wide receivers are not playing.
So A-Rob is confirmed not playing?
No, I mean it's not confirmed. It's a game time decision, but most likely he's not because he hasn't been practicing.
And then, I mean, I also looked at the weather. It's gonna be super windy, super cold. So it's just gonna be whichever team can really
hard-nosed football.
I think it's gonna be who has the better offensive line and the better running back.
Yeah, that's definitely not us. So
yeah, it's definitely not us. So.
Who you guys playing again? I missed who you guys are playing.
The Saints.
Oh, the Saints.
I think the Saints are a bunch of pretenders, though. So I don't know.
Yes. I agree with you.
See, I also think that the Bears aren't. Everyone's like, dumping on the Bears because they're like, the worst, 5-1 team. But that's not their fault. It's not their fault that DeAndre Swift can't catch the ball, or you know what I mean. Like it's just, I don't know. I like the Bears a lot more than most people do, for sure.
I think I'll say we win like 14-13. It's gonna be like super weird game. It's just gonna be a defensive battle.
Yeah, I don't know. In my opinion, I think we're just gonna get blown out. That's my opinion.
This is one of those games that you guys can afford to lose, right? So say if you like come up with a win, like that's a big time win because you're like that's just when you look at the calendar, this is the one that you kind of look at like, oh, we're gonna lose, right? Yeah. And then
it would be a huge like morale.
Oh, it would be humongous for us. 6-2. Do you know how good that would be?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I would
6-2 with like still like almost five guaranteed wins.
Oh yeah, because we played the Vikings twice, Lions one more time, and the Jaguars.
Yeah, and the Texans. So.
Oh yeah.
So,
actually, I don't know about the Texans.
But I'm gonna continue the trend that I've done in the past few weeks and pick against us. I'm gonna go Saints win by like a few points, maybe like 17-13.
Oh, I think you say they won by 17. I was like,
no.
We don't hate the Bears that much.
Yeah. No, that I'm not just saying this either because you guys are Bears fans. Like that's probably my second favorite town. So like if Boston's on and like I'm always rooting for for Chicago teams because Chicago and Boston are similar in a way where they have this like really it's on a cupcake. Location. Like it's like they actually really care about their sports. Things really matter. Nothing's all happy all the time. I don't know. Like I can't stand that on like all these like, frou-frou teams. It's just like, oh.
Like yesterday.
That's how it is.
Yeah. So yesterday when the White Sox hired their manager, everyone around the city is just ripping them apart.
It does not make any sense. I'm so mad about it. No sense.
Why would they do that? That
no sense at all.
Wasn't he on the Red Sox as like a GM or something? He was part of the cheating or something.
The last team he managed was the Cardinals, and he won the World Series there. I don't think he was never part of the Red Sox.
No, I think so. Last year, there was like 1 or 2 years ago, there was a point of when he was on the Red Sox, he was like an advisor or something because he couldn't get a gig, and then all of a sudden he just like has a job now. Look that up. I could be wrong though. Baseball is definitely my like least knowledgeable sport.
You
might be right.
Either way, the problem.
It didn't make any sense. It's like it's just one of those things. Like, what are you doing? You guys would rather hire AJ Hinch or whatever.
Oh yeah, or Alex Cora. Two managers have won the World Series, but we hired an old man that's about to die. So it does not make any sense. Definitely with a young roster.
Cora. It was just like, get a younger guy who can connect with your team. And
there was a statistic that said that I think I saw something like he coached like 2% of the entire like just like It was something ridiculous. It was
He's coached over like 3,000 games.
Yeah, first like in the past like 30 years, he's coached like every player, and it was something
Crazy.
like, wait, this guy is like just been around too much.
Supposedly one of the main reasons why we hired him because he can speak Spanish.
You're gonna love that.
That doesn't make any sense.
The problem is
why? Because Moncada can't speak English.
No, a lot of our players can't really speak English.
No,
Oh my God.
It's like ishy English, but it's hard for them to
I don't
understand.
even think that's the problem. The problem is he decides their GM won Executive of the Year, and then he was like, "I'm not gonna let you choose your own manager. I want to make it right with this guy who I last hired 30 years ago. Now I want him to be the coach." Like, what are you
Stupid
doing?
Reinsdorf ruins every team. Every team.
Yeah,
the Bulls.
it's
Oh
weird.
my God.
Well, the Bulls actually. Well, all right. Let's go back into football. I'm definitely.
Yeah.
We're gonna all off track way too much. All right, Seahawks and 49ers, another game which easily could have made it onto Sunday Night Football.
Seahawks.
Yeah, 49ers are still banged up.
Yeah, I like the Seahawks a lot too. I think they're like legit this year.
So does Idrees, I think, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say 49ers got this.
I don't know, man. I think
I don't know.
Seattle's
Something about
pretty
the
mad
Niners,
after
man.
Their loss. Like we said, the 49ers still have a bunch of injuries. The 49ers are, because the NFC is so strong this year, and because of all the injuries they have, they're probably just going to miss the playoffs.
It's true.
I know. Isn't that terrible?
Yeah.
That
NFC.
division is stacked. Oh
They
my
might
God.
honestly go 9-7 and miss the playoffs.
They
might go.
11-5, miss the playoffs, but like 6-10 team will make it.
I
They
know.
might go
Like whoever wins that trash NFC East, it's just like a debacle.
Oh, let me tell you this. I brought this idea up. Do you think it would be a good idea? So after week 9, right, they take the whole entire NFC East, plus every team that has 2 or less wins, and they just shut them down as a COVID-19 precaution. What do you think?
Good idea.
I think a lot of people would agree with that.
Yeah.
I think
But
Seattle should win this just because, like we said, 49ers injuries, Seattle home.
But I wouldn't be surprised if the 49ers win, though.
It's just that division is so competitive. I could,
Yeah.
like, I wouldn't.
yeah, this is gonna be like almost a coin flip with the way these two teams play each other.
Yeah, the NFC West can compete with each other.
Yeah, it'll
Well,
be
the Seahawks are incapable of playing a normal game, though. They don't know how to do that.
Seahawks could play our local high school JV team and they'll make it a close game.
Yeah, it's just I don't understand how that happens. It just happens often too.
Yeah.
Like against the Patriots, like crazy game. Like, dude, they should have won that one going away.
I agree, yeah.
And then the Vikings game, they were losing, then they somehow won.
And then
that game was pure luck. I don't know
who was
how they won that.
Yeah, who was last week? I can't. It was a good game
Cardinals.
too. Yeah, that was an insane game.
It was like game of the year.
Yeah, that was an insane game. I'm like, what the? I love the Cardinals too. I really do. I think everyone does, but I don't know.
Yeah, they're
I
a
love
fun
them.
team. They're a fun team, yeah. All right, so on to Sunday Night Football. Might be the biggest L in Sunday Night Football, maybe history. Cowboys and Eagles.
Again, a game that decides a playoff spot.
This is a battle for first place.
Yeah, those are some
Because-
good teams.
Draft implications and playoff implications. Like, how does it even happen?
If you think about it, it's a win-win.
It really is. You win, like, you're in the playoffs. You lose, you have, like, a top 10 pick. Dude, I just don't understand why they didn't flex this out of Sunday Night Football. The Eagles have so many injuries. So do the Cowboys. The Cowboys
It's
might have to
because
start.
it's just because they're both money makers. Like everyone loves both teams. That's the
100%.
only reason why. It's because
I'm still gonna watch it. Though.
yeah,
That's
everyone
the problem.
watches to watch Dallas lose. Like everyone hates Dallas or something. It's actually kind of crazy how many people hate Dallas.
Yeah, I think it's because of how annoying their fans.
How
are.
annoying,
Stop talking.
and they're always overhyped every year.
Fans
Yeah,
are
and it's
almost like
They're just
they
like Notre
don't
Dame.
care.
Exactly like Notre Dame.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, it's yeah. I got you. I heard you.
I think
Yeah, Eagles on this.
Eagles should win this.
the Eagles are home. They
Should.
have some guys coming back. Dallas is starting their third string QB, so Philadelphia has
Ben-
no excuse to lose. To be honest.
Yeah, Ben DiNucci literally has to go off for them to make this game competitive.
If this guy goes off, that would be peak 2020.
Oh, 100%. Have you seen all the TikTok memes about him?
Yeah, everyone loves him, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I love him too. Like I'm like the biggest fan ever.
It's kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Ben
Imagine he
DiNucci
pulls
fan
off-
club.
If he goes
Let's start
off-
it.
Goes off on prime time.
Suddenly, the Cowboys are gonna be like, "Hey, Dak, we're not gonna re-sign you."
Let them not
we have
re-sign
our
Dak.
guy.
We got Ben DiNucci now.
Yeah, seriously.
Jeez, that would be funny. All right. So we all have the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. And then Monday Night Football. We got Bucks at the Giants.
Why is this Monday night? It's gonna
Yeah,
be
it's
a blowout.
That's a horrible game. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean obviously Tampa's gonna destroy them.
Literally the hottest team right now.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's going off. He's proving everybody wrong.
He looks so
Wrong.
good.
He's
Oh,
making me eat
hurts.
my words. I'm not gonna lie. Tom Brady's
Oh.
making me eat my words.
I thought
Yeah.
Tom Brady was gonna suck this year. Because I thought he was nothing without Belichick. Turns out I was wrong.
That's exactly what I
Yeah.
thought too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, Tom Brady is like a different breed. Honestly, like I don't even know. I'm having a tough time believing how well he's doing. I mean, obviously he's got a great offense, great, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I mean, I've seen plenty of people who are like saying he was a system quarterback. I used to get that all the time about system. I kind of believed it towards the end. I was like, maybe I want to see what it's like. It's just dead wrong. He's not even in his prime, and he's dominating like this. Like, holy
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah.
It's honestly-
But like in New England, he did look like a system quarterback. But
True.
now, like he does.
I
I
think
don't know.
I feel like it was
He
like
just does what it
was
takes to
almost-
win.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was recency bias almost because like we don't care about the years before. All we cared about was last year, and last year he had no weapons, and that's why he looked so like that's why he played so bad.
So another thing is you guys were asking me like, oh, why do I like what I do, or why do I like keep? Because recency bias is the worst thing I've ever seen. Everyone just forgets everything, and like the slander that Steph Curry is getting is like pathetic. Like if you didn't know who Steph Curry was, you probably think he was a bad like athlete. He's like the worst player in the league. I can't even believe it. These complete tools that will tell you that they know what they're talking about with football. It's pathetic.
Well, it's definitely the LeBron fanboys
NBA.
too.
Or those
LeBron fanboys hating on him for no reason, and it rubs up to other people.
No, I think I know
Yeah.
because a lot of people because Steph was injured for most of the season. Everyone was being like, "Oh, who's actually who's better?" Between,
people forget how good he is.
Yeah.
Damian Lillard and someone else, and it was just like everyone was like, "Oh, Steph is better." Or no, some people were like, Steph is better. And it's like, no, what are you talking about? Steph isn't even that good. It's like, what? Do you guys forget what this guy did to you the last 5 years?
Yeah, like I think that people are like, say that they're like, oh, I'm not putting Steph in because it's just this year. He's out. Like I'm fine with that. It's like, okay, yeah, like if you're only doing like this year. But if you're going who's actually better, Steph Curry is the best point guard in the league. And we're not arguing that.
Oh,
we?
Yeah,
no,
I agree.
Best shooter in NBA history. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Revolutionized the game. He might be one of the most impactful of all time too.
He's probably is the most impactful of all time.
Yeah,
Like,
he literally he dead ass changed the game. He's basically what Kobe did.
Yeah,
like Kobe. I don't know.
Him and Michael Jordan, the two most impactful players of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's crazy though. Like you look at all these players, like he impacted the game just as much as Jordan, just as much as like Allen Iverson. Like it's crazy. Like he generally changed the game. Like no one really was doing what Allen Iverson did when he was younger, because everyone was like usually bigger. No one was as small and tough. He kind of paved the way for smaller players. Now you go to like NBA like just parks and see people shooting around. Everyone's shooting threes now. They got that from Curry.
Yeah,
they get that from anyone
people
else.
don't even
deep threes now.
Yeah, they don't even warm up in like inside the paint anymore. They just instantly start pulling from deep threes now.
And he actually like borderline kind of ruined the game, which kind of sucks because I like shooting. I like the 3-point shooting, but like now it's like too much metrics.
Yeah,
and all that. But that's basically it.
That's it for the Week 8 preview. Any last remarks, closing remarks, anything you guys want to talk about before we end today's episode?
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
It means a lot, yeah.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. I like doing these. It's definitely, people are always surprised that I want to do them. People always like hit me up being like, oh, like, you want to do this? I'm like, yeah, like everyone forgets that I am a normal guy. And at the end of the day, like I like sports too. Like I want to talk about it. So anytime you guys want to have me on, feel free to let me know and I'll jump over where I can.
Yeah, we appreciate
Yeah,
it.
be whenever you can, just
yeah, whenever.
Gladly to help you.
Yeah, whenever there's like, I didn't really say this at all, but like probably my most I wouldn't say knowledgeable sport, but like one of my most favorite sports is definitely the UFC. So like maybe we can so anything like any big events, like I can jump on to like talk about it.
we really know nothing. I personally, I don't know about.
I love it.
It's probably lower.
I know somewhat of it.
It's probably lower for us than like football, basketball. We know.
Oh, definitely. But it's getting really popular, and people like are always looking for people to do it.
I will say one thing: we're huge Khabib fans, though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's a beast. It's hard not to like him, right?
If that was his last fight, like I respect it, but damn, that really sucks.
It did.
Well, so apparently, I don't know if you saw the report that apparently he's like coming back now, or like
yes, Dana White said he believes that he'll come back.
That's Dana White though. Doesn't he say like a bunch of bull crap?
Yeah, Dana White definitely blows things up people's ears a lot. But like Dana White is like class.
Yeah.
This ridiculous. Yeah,
he's a businessman.
Yeah, it's insane that he gets these people though. It's crazy.
Didn't he like during the pandemic, or like during like the midst of quarantine, he got that like whole island,
Fight Island, Abu Dhabi.
Yeah. I mean, he literally was like the first one to like do anything during the Fight Island, dude. It's insane.
He knows what he's doing.
True, he does.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna do it for today's episode.
Cool.
Thank you for coming on.
If you don't already follow Daily Sports Dosage on Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, right?
Yeah, TikTok, all of them. Yeah, it's Daily Sports Dosage. Some of them are Daily Sports Dose, but don't worry about it. If you just type in Daily Sports Dosage on any of my things, they'll just pop up. I'm probably the most prominent on Snapchat, TikTok, and Instagram. Instagram is definitely a big one. So I appreciate it, guys. There's always good chat, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, thanks for coming on, man.
Yep. All right, bye.
And that
cool guy.
So today, and we will see you next time.